welcome to week 5 actually of our 4450 principles of adult education. So we're just finishing up selecting a chapter to present, and we now have all of those chapters selected. So let's take a look. I just posted the roster. Let me show you where I put that. If we slide up to where all our chapter synthesis is, then our chapter presentation roster is right here. See, you can see that you can select that. So let me just show you that. We'll select it. And so our chapter presentation roster is right here. And we'll go ahead and open that. And let's go ahead and so here is our roster, and I'm going to go ahead and make that, let's see, is that going to work? Yeah, I think so. So you can see now when we scroll down, actually we are right here, just finishing, actually just starting week 5. And so I will continue to present for the next 3 weeks as we do andragogy for chapter 3, self-directed learning in chapter 4. Then we're going to step to the off of our path for a bit, and we're going to do our project Day of Lifelong Learning. Some of you have already got that prepared, and I'm just waiting in the wings until we can bring that forward. That will be the week of the 22nd. And then, drum roll, we have our first group of student presenters, actually they're preparers, for Chapter 5, Transformational Learning, and actually it's Transformative Learning, isn't it? So I should actually change that. So we have Roland Simpson and Jory Fleming and David Hebert, who are going to be our presenters and for that week actually. And when I say presenters, that I will actually be doing the presentation, you will be doing the preparation. So let's take a look at what it is that you will do when you synthesize and prepare your chapter for my presentation of it. Notice, however, that the chapter 5 begins February 29th. It's a leap year, so the 29th. And the Thursday before, and that will be true for every one of our chapters as we get them ready, will be the Thursday before. So here for chapter 5 in week 8, that's going to be February 25th is when Roland, Jory, and David are going to email me their materials, and then I'll upload them and get them all ready. And then as we do, I'll open Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and try to do that sometime early in the weekend, if not on Friday, so that you all have time during the weekend to begin the next week. Okay, so let's get that out of the way, and then we'll go back and we'll go down again where we were we're beginning andragogy here for our week 5. And so again, I've posted that roster and you have the preparation. Let's take a look at what those instructions are. So right here are our instructions. What you're going to do after you've selected your chapter and you've done that, then we will have 2 or 3 students who will present together. So we're beginning with Roland, Jory, and David for chapter 5. The way that you will present it is to read the chapter first for content, that would be chapter 5 for the first one. Reread that chapter for the key points to present. Consider different ways in which you can present those materials. So this is transformative learning. There are lots of things you might do. It's possible you could have a case study, but you could also have an activity that you want people to do. You could have a story of someone who was a transformative figure for another person. Maybe there was a person who, when in his youth, was thought to be slow, and so he maybe have even been in a resource room until a teacher, a transformative figure for him, recognized that he was not in the correct place, that someone had labeled him and put him in the wrong place. And so over coaching and mentoring from this very important person, then our young man discovers he has a different path, and that he is able to do much more than he believed himself capable of doing, and as a result had a transformative experience in his life. So that might be a story you tell in order for people to have a conversation about transformative learning and what that might mean. And so that might be a way you would do it. You might have Mesereau or Cranton or Dirks, who are very influential writers in transformative literature, that transformative learning literature, and you might post information from those people. And you would create a PowerPoint discussing the highlights of our chapter. You would then send those things to me, and I'll upload them for you, and we'll have conversations about them in our forum, as you have had in our chapters thus far. So this is a collaborative experience. You can use email, you can use quick mail. Let me just go ahead and remove this and show you where the quick mail is so that you can reach out to students in that way. Quick mail is right up here. So if we choose to compose an email, so you might then choose Jory as we'll add Jory here, and now Jory's over here, and we can select a topic. So we might say chapter 5, and then if Roland were emailing, then he would also include David. So now he's emailing to Jory and David, and he can just put his information in here, and he can scroll down. If he wants to send a draft of something he's created, he can do that, and then he can send it directly just to them. So that's a way that it's possible to do quick mail. Yes, we want to leave that page, and we don't actually want to send that. Okay, so let's now go down to move on to andragogy, which is what we're going to be talking about this week. So in our framework with andragogy, we are going to be introduced to Malcolm Knowles, the father of andragogy, and you will read the information in chapter 3. We've got an activity to describe what you might include in your presentation using the assumptions of andragogy. Each of you is going to be presenting a chapter. So what will you consider as you look at the andragogical assumptions, and will it be self-directed learning? Will it be your colleague or classmates' experiences? What will you consider? Notice that we are coming close to our end of the extra credit for plagiarism quiz, and so it says 2 points. It's, I think, actually 3 that we're giving. So go ahead and do that by February 8th if you want credit for it. So read chapter 3, describe how your presentation design will incorporate Knowles' andragogy, and we are completing our chapters 1 through 3 knowledge check or quiz. It opens at midnight, on the 7th, which is Sunday, and closes midnight at the end of Monday the 8th and the beginning of Tuesday the 9th. And there you have it. So we are on to chapter 3 and week 5.